Hello, everybody. Blakestone Podcast 3 here. Before we get started, I'm just going to check the live broadcast. Let's see the live broadcast. Where are you? Here you are. Hello, everybody. Blakestone Podcast 3 here. Before we get started, I'm just going to center us a check the live broadcast. Let's just get the show on the road. We got this is the third I did not prepare. I took down some fucking notes, but like they're not in any kind of order. We'll just talk about bullshit around the house. Bullshit around the house that has happened to me. Oh, goddamn, you know what I forgot? Oh, good. Part of being a stoner is you have... Molly, come here. Come here, Molly. Come here. Come sit down here. You know, the dog, she wants to be with me all the time. Oh, I love you, Molly. But, oh my God, you're so hot. Lay down. The dog, you know, I love her to death, but she fucking sits in the sun, and because her fur is black, she heats up like a goddamn oven. She sits in the sun, and she's just like, I'm so happy to be set on fire by the sunshine. Goddamn. So I don't understand why she does this to herself. So I've been out here on this table here, and maybe I can quickly just do this without making a mess. So if I can do this without knocking things over. We have this table here. You can see this table. And you see how you got the glass, and then you got the wood. The in between this crack, the crack around the glass. So I cleared this table off a few days ago. There's a bunch. This is like a construction site. This gazebo we got here, so we're always working on it. And the fucking ants, man. I moved some shit, and I don't know if the eggs were hiding out underneath this can here, because if you put down this can, you got a little space underneath. There were eggs on this table. I cleared it off, and I may have even sprayed the table first, but it surprised me. I said, we got motherfucking eggs on, we got ants leaving eggs. So and they were going down into the crack, and you know, the part that really confuses the fuck out of me is that, this is I'm pretty sure it's a treated table. It's a very old table. You know, it's like one of my grandma's old tables. And, you know, fucking... There's nothing for ants to want on this table. But the ants decided they wanted this table. And so I hosed them down with glass cleaner and eradicated them from this table. And they come from this, you know, we got this tree here, and they like to they I don't know, man. They're not termites. I don't know what they are, but regardless, I wiped them out. Once again, no clue why they wanted this table as their home. I don't understand. I'm no bug expert. But we will move on from that. Um, we'll talk about some news. No, let's. Oh Jesus, Molly, come here, Molly. No, Molly. She's going inside. Hold on, everybody. Molly, Molly, come here, Molly. No, come here. You're going inside. Come on, come on, Molly. I love you. I love you. Go inside, drink some water. I'm sorry. Oh, I feel bad. Feel bad for doing that to her, but Jesus Christ, you know, can't do shit. Okay, we're back. So, blue cheese. I wanted to continue my rant about blue cheese. So, people do. I bring up the fact that I hate blue cheese, and people don't understand. They don't get why. I don't know why it's so hard for them. Blue cheese, in my opinion, is cheese that has gone bad. They have let mold grow upon this cheese. And people go, oh, you eat all sorts of forms of mold and bacteria. What about cheese itself? The difference is you're not throwing away the cheese just for being mold. You throw away the cheese when it grows its own mold. That's unacceptable. But you will purchase the blue cheese. You will purchase something that has gone bad and has grown mold upon it. If that's your bread, if that's anything else in your pantry, in your fridge, if anything else gets that blue mold on it, oh, it's got to go in the garbage. What's the fucking difference? You're going out of your way to purchase this blue cheese. And if I say this to people, they don't understand it. You know, it's hard for them. I don't know. I think blue cheese is obviously something that has gone bad and has gotten fucked up and needs to go into the bammer, into the fire, along with all this dirt weed that we have in the local area. So there's this kid, this big kid, who was so this teen got his Nintendo Switch taken away from him, right? And he proceeds to unfortunately just beat the dog shit out of the teacher, knocked her out, and kept hitting her. The judge just gave him 5 years in prison, and then 15 years probation. This kid had a disability. What was it? The mother of the teen who beat his teacher unconscious said he was sentenced to 5 years in prison because he is black. Now, I don't agree with that. We'll get to that. They're punishing that he is black. They are punishing that he is large, and they are punishing his disability. I think he needs help. I think he needs treatment, but I don't think he needs to be put away in a prison where he's going to be taken advantage of or harmed. I agree with that statement. I don't agree with the whole. Like, look, does racism exist in this country? Absolutely. Are we behind in becoming modern in this country? Absolutely. The problem is because racism exists at all in this country, sometimes people want to say this or that is racist even when it's not. I don't think they're throwing him in prison because he's black. I think it's I think that it's unfair they don't consider his disability. I don't think that people with mental disabilities should be thrown in prison. They need special help. And prison doesn't help a damn person. Like, prison doesn't do a goddamn thing for anybody. It just leaves people more educated about crime and leaves people damaged. And then they can't get a job, and then they continue to be involved with crime because it is the only way they can make a living. And even if you're not a criminal, like, there's not a lot of jobs that pay the bills, so that's why people sell drugs, and do other illegal activities to make money. And I can't blame them, because everyone's got to make a living. It's despicable to sell drugs that can kill people, but hey, this is the world we live in. But that's another topic. I agree with Leanna Deepa, the mother who read I read her quotes. I don't agree it's a racial problem, but I do believe it's a mental health problem. um, this is a hard one. Like, it's really hard, and it like really comes down to the individual. The court doesn't know the individual. Like, I've met people with mental health problems, right? If you're in public school, you spend a lot of time around people with mental health problems, and some of them I feel like, I think some of them behaved in ways that, like, I think they knew better sometimes, right? Like, I know that sounds brutal, but like, um, I think sometimes society will tolerate bad behavior, but also society is very uneducated about mental health in general, and it needs to be addressed. This is a hard one. I don't know how I want to come down on this. I don't know that I want to have an opinion on this, except the guy has a mental health issue. I don't think he should go to prison. I agree with his mother on that. Oh, the wind is gonna blow the flour all over the place. I'm gonna have to move it to the back of the table. So, we'll move on from this topic. Chinese daredevil viral stunt turns tragic as he accidentally records his own death. So, um, this is the picture I'm working with here. I screenshotted this from Twitter. Guy Stuff posted this. And my last story, Colin Rugg, at Colin Rugg with 2 G's, posted that. You can find his post on Twitter if you want. That's Colin Rugg. But we'll move on to, yeah, this another daredevil has successfully fallen off a building. I don't understand, when people do things like climb Mount Everest or do something like climb a thing without any safety gear, and then they fall and they die. To me, I just think, did these people not have danger in their life? Like, I feel like I'm about to die every time I get behind the wheel. You don't see me, like, taking my free time to climb a mountain. You don't see me, you know, pranking people in the hood like these fucking YouTubers that like to get knocked out and when they deserve it. Um, oh, I think the mailman's gonna interrupt my podcast. Nope, maybe not. Um, I don't know where. Fuck, that distracted me. I think I just got bit by something. Um, I think these are people that are privileged, and I think these are people that don't have enough fucking danger in their life, so they have to go away from their cushy jobs where they make way too much money and put their lives in danger. Or this kid was some kind of trust funder and never had to pay for any. I don't know. It just sounds like these people don't have enough struggle in their day to day life, so they go out of their way to have life threatening shit introduced into their life, and I just don't get it. Like I was saying, every time I get behind the wheel, I feel like someone's gonna kill me. Um, Danger, it finds me, and I don't like to, um, go out of my way to put myself into more danger when I'm done going to war every day. Not literally going to war, but it's not safe on the road out here. Not to mention, you do have. This isn't exactly a ghetto, but like there are crazy crackheads around. And, you know, you go take a walk, you'll find them. I got all these bad digestive problems. Every morning I drink half a pot of coffee at least, and I just need to see a doctor. I'm in the middle of doing some medical paperwork, some insurance paperwork, but I'm pretty sure I've had this goddamn hernia for the better part of 15 years, and I've seen doctors for it in the past, and I didn't know what was going on back then. Um, I got a problem, and it gets me out of bed in the morning. I don't want to be gross, but like I spend way too much time in the bathroom every morning, trying to get way too little done, if you know what I mean. Uh, and it's just because my stomach is an issue, and it robs me of my sleep every day, and it's been getting worse and worse with age. I'm I'm pretty sure I just destroyed my body working for that goddamn company, Cintas. They were a sweatshop. They were absolutely a sweatshop. Like, people talk to me about this white privilege shit. I don't understand it, because that was, well, I worked for a grocery store for like a year, 15 months, and then something like that, a year, and then I went to work for Cintas, and I was not even drinking age, and when I started that job, and yeah, it it fucked me up. Like I worked so I started as their janitor, right? Um, but I still did a lot of hard work on the side, and then eventually I got sick of the janitor position and just said, just put me on a machine rolling mats, because I'm tired of dealing with these people and their shitty manners, and they're demanding. They're just demanding. They couldn't do shit on their own, and they wanted me to do their job for them. I was tired of it. Management wouldn't manage them, so I was like, just put me on a machine, and that was a mistake, because if they ever took me off that machine, which it would just make you want to kill yourself working there, um, if you ever wanted to get out of your station, you would have to do more backbreaking work somewhere else. And so if I wasn't putting mats into a machine, some of these mats are like 10 feet long and they're heavy. And think of this, it's a square. So here, let me show you. Mat rolling machine. Mat roller. So let's see if I can find. Well, these are a lot better than the crappy. See if I can find a good picture. Mat rolling machine. This is exactly it. And this is probably the cheapest machine they could find, and they would not fix it if it broke. So I loved it if it broke. This is the mat rolling machine. And so what happens with this machine is, so it's kind of hard to tell, but you throw your mat up on that belt, and it would go into these hooks in the back. You can't see the hooks on this picture. Maybe if I turned it up a little bit. But there's hooks way in the back. So the mat goes up on this pink belt right here, and you got to straighten it out. If it folds, it's no good. It can't fold in the middle because then you'll get waves when you roll this out, and it's a hazard for the customer. And it was brutal. So you use your index finger and your thumbs to kind of fight this thing into the machine. And this is after you wrestled it out of a big tangled up pile of mats, and it just would destroy your wrists and your hands and your forearms. All of this would get completely fucked up. Your shoulders too. Your shoulders too. Um, and I would do a lot of this. It sucked. It was terrible on the body. And no one should have to do that job. So it was me and like everybody else was from Vietnam, Laos, or Africa. There's a few Mexican guys there, Mexican folks there, but not a lot. People joke like, "Oh, if you're working hard, you're working with Mexicans." I've worked with Mexicans before, but not at this job. It was mostly Asian folks, and they were fantastic to work with for the most part. I thought they were very funny. They were good at talking shit. I liked being around them. Um, I feel like a little bit of Vietnamese rubbed off on me because Heineken was my beer of choice for a long time. It still kind of is. But that was a terrible job, and I was being taken advantage of along with the rest of the good-hearted immigrants that I worked with. So people talk to me about the white privilege stuff, and I'm an Arab, right? I'm from Syria. My grandfather is from Syria. So I think the United States consensus still considers me white, but like a Syrian guy does not really have the white American life, right? Like we're not really the same. And my dad came to this country when he was a baby, right? And my grandfather ran off on him and everybody else fucked him over. So he really spent most of his life just fighting, and scrounging, not literally fighting, but like, working his ass off. And then me too. I didn't really have any time to invest in myself. Um, so it was just hard work because I was taught from everybody that hard work pays, and it kind of doesn't. Um, so the white privilege stuff, I don't understand. And maybe it applies for somebody. I'm not gonna sit here and say that white privilege isn't a thing, but I don't know about it. I don't know about it. So anyway, um, I don't really know why I brought that up, except for I need surgery, and it's all Centos's fault. Um, yeah, I don't know why that viral TikToker had to go and fall to his death, climbing a building with no cables. Stupid, just stupid. Um, there's a video. Maybe I'll post these links in the sidebar, but uh, there's a video I saw recently where a guy. Oh, I can't find the video anymore. They took it down. Holy shit! I was gonna post it. Somebody jumped off a bridge, God knows where, and went through someone's windshield. Like, man, people are going crazy these days. I can't. It's unfathomable how crazy people are and how much they're struggling. It's really sad. Guy jumped off the bridge and somebody jumped off went through someone's windshield. It's crazy. Has anyone seen the video of the Elden Ring player blasting Elden Ring onto the sidewalk? So he has a balcony and he shoots Elden Ring down onto the sidewalk with a projector. And I guess he's getting kind of viral lately because everyone loves it. Um, they just like his it's awesome. It's cool. It'd be nice to be on a walk and go, ah, look, it's Elden Ring on the ground. I don't really know what to say about that, but it's pretty cool. You guys should find that video. Oh, I saw this video of this guy. He blew up some fireworks. Um, and this is what it looked like uh, in the end. So there's a lot of people that just don't understand fire, and they don't understand fire safety, and they don't understand how dry the world around them is during the summer. Or if you're in a place where it's hot all the time, maybe it's dry all the time where you live. I live in a place where it rains 70% of the year, right? And 70% of the year you're golden, you can make a fire. But that other 30%, we are dry as a tinderbox, like dry as fuck. So you don't want to fuck around with fire here, and we have strict burn bans for months. And I respect those burn bans. I wouldn't burn a goddamn thing on my property right now. When I'm around smoking a joint, I have to be over the pavement or just far away from the grass hovering over an ashtray because I would not want anything to fall into my grass because it's just a problem right now. It gets so dry. Like we got a little bit of rain yesterday. Other than that little sprinkle that we got, which wasn't much at all, we have like the grass has not gotten greener. Um, but yeah, it's dry as fuck. You got to be smart, and some people just aren't. They'll blow off fireworks wherever, however, and I don't know what this guy's doing. Maybe we have a delivery. Oh, they're being very careful going around the corner. I'm happy about that. I got a bad corner where I live, and my neighbor tells me we've had a few collisions. I've never seen one, but you know. Did anyone see the video of the guy with the bamboo gun? This guy built a gun out of bamboo. Um, if you look up the Game Clown 93 on YouTube, he has posted a video of this bamboo gun. I recommend you check out this channel. This thing shoots with freaking power, and it just makes me think like, man, people are resourceful. You could really hurt somebody with that, if not kill them. Y'all should look that up. I don't know. Um, how do you prosecute somebody that makes a weapon like that? Um, Elon Musk and Trump, they had a little meeting on Twitter. So, I really don't like to pick one political party. I think when you do that, your ideas get too narrow, and everything becomes far too extreme. I think when you marry Republican or Democrat party, you end up marrying a lot of doctrine that, like, if you ask a Democrat or a Republican how they feel on one topic, most people will repeat the same ideas that people in their party repeat. Um, it's not really about using the brain. It's not really about being intelligent about policy. And I feel like a lot of these Biden voters, you ask them about the economy, about the border, and all this stuff, and they don't have a good answer. Neither do the politicians in the Democratic Party. A lot of people you bring up things like the economy, and they'll say things like, "Well, the economy's bad all over the world," and I'm like, "Well, we can't." Is there no does nobody have the opinion that the United States government has a lot to do with the global economy? And Biden's done nothing to straighten things out. He can't do anything to start because he's an incapable geriatric. I don't know if geriatric right word, but he's old. He's too old, and He's just not fit to lead mentally, politically. He doesn't do anything. Um, Everybody else in his party carries him, literally. They're the ones pulling the strings. He's not making any of the calls. So it's just a bunch of excuses from the Democratic voters in this country. Um, if a Republican fucks up, then the Democrats will be all over him. They'll know all. They'll be complete know-it-alls about policy at that at that point. But if it's a Democrat fucking it up, oh well, they make all these fucking excuses. Oh, it's bad all around the world. Blah blah blah. It's like, man, fucking whatever. I'll be the first to tell you, Bush was a dog shit president. Like he fucked up our reputation globally permanently. We leveled Iraq. Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11. He was just using 9/11 to go after Osama bin Laden, even though it was none of his business. Like I think if don't get me wrong, like if a Republican is wrong, just like any other president, I'll be right there to voice my opinion on how much they suck. But I think it's really funny how the Democratic voters in this country they love to make fucking excuses, and they don't have an intelligent thing to say when you talk about policy, and neither do the Democratic politicians. They don't have a single answer for a single problem, and it's getting old. Like it seems like the Democratic strategy is to just let it go, is just to watch the world burn, and at least Trump has a plan. Do these Democrats have a plan? Has Kamala come up with a plan? Like, if you want to listen to previous podcasts, you don't have many to pick from. If you want to find out my opinion about Biden and Kamala and these Democrats, but they're a real fucking joke. Like, they don't have a plan at all. I think the border's a problem. I think the way the country views immigrants is a problem. But I think the reason why the country is real shitty towards immigrants right now is because we aren't vetting people. Like I don't care where you're from. If you walk through the door of the country, you got to be vetted. We got to make sure you didn't just kill a bunch of people. And you're. How do we know you're not running from a crime? How do we know you're not trying to escape getting thrown in jail by your country that you're from? I'm not assuming that everybody that comes here from another country is a bad person, but we got to make sure. We got to find out who you are. That's all it is. I don't care where you're from. It's and this, I don't know, but if you say this, all of a sudden you hate the people, think you hate people from outside the country. People think you don't want anyone coming in. And that's not my opinion at all. I think the areas where I reside, a lot of the Mexican population has been forced out because they're smart and they don't want to fuck with this place anymore. It's been turned into a piece of crap, and so they're like, we're out of here. We can make a living wherever we are. So they left, and man, I hate to make it about food, but the food here is terrible now. Even a lot of the Mexican, like the few Mexican places that are left, half of them aren't very good. We had so much good Mexican food here. It was the only thing I could tolerate eating. Now it seems like all the food is bad, and it's all being made by people that look like me, and they can't cook. It's just Mexicans are the backbone of every good city in this goddamn country. Like that's, and like I said, um, I've worked with people from various parts of the world, and I really felt that they brought something good to our country. But this is because the majority of the foreign people that I worked with were law-abiding, tax-paying citizens that were interested in making their money honestly. Um, but now it's changed to where we don't care what your story is, just walk on in. I don't know why. I don't get it. Maybe people think the Democrats are looking for more votes this way. I don't know. You know, um, I know if you care about security in this country, you wouldn't want to vote for Biden. And if you're brand new to this country due to a lack of security, you're probably going to vote for Biden. If you're a person who came into this country legally, I don't think you should vote for Biden because he's not interested in people coming in and getting vetted before they come in. He doesn't care what your story is. Come on in, we'll accept everybody. And then many of these fucking blue cities, they don't allow the cops to do their job. The DA and everybody along the line they love criminals. They hate the police. Like, a buddy of mine got a ticket recently, and I'm pissed about it. But I'm not. I'm not gonna side with crime. If you got a knife and you're trying to stab, like there was this chick that was years ago, 5 years ago, something, 10 years ago, something. She had a knife and she was coming down on another lady with this knife, inches away from her with the knife, and then she got shot by the cops, and then everyone got mad at the cops, and it's always Democrats. You never see Republicans taking the side of crime like this. Why? Why do the Democrats love crime so much? I don't know. But if you want to feel safe in your fucking city, you shouldn't vote for these goddamn blue dogs. Because they get nothing done and they support crime. When there were riots in my city and they were shooting big fucking industrial sized mortar fireworks at skyscrapers and at cops and throwing bricks and all this shit. I was talking to someone recently. They said, oh, well, that, the majority of those people that caused that violence were not from here. And I go, well, I knew that without checking. I can just feel it. And this person said, well, that's because they were Republican plants. They're Republicans that were put here to cause shit, cause trouble. That's not true. I'm sorry. Like these fucking conspiracy theories, I believe about 10% of them. They don't have any scientific evidence. This is a left-wing shithole, and plenty of left-wing assholes visit here or permanently move here. You just don't find nearly as much domestic terror on the right. Like, talk about the Proud Boys as much as you want. I want you to give me every single terrorist attack. You can even lump together those retards that took over some government land here in Oregon. I forget where. But these fucking rednecks took over this government land and they were like, we're gonna... Government can't stop us. And then they got completely shot up, by the cops. And that was that. So, I'm not for terrorism. I don't give a shit what side you're on. But it just seems like it's harder to find a lot of groups committing terror on the right compared to the left. But it's such a load of bullshit because everyone's got a fucking conspiracy theory instead of just looking at the facts. Like, I think a lot of people out there, they don't want the truth. Like, I know a guy, I can't talk to him about anything without him coming up with a completely insane conspiracy theory. And I know this guy has not been religious in a long time, just like me. And now he's investigating Christian Science because he doesn't like evolution. I mean, pick one that's got more believable evidence to support it. Do we think that the fossil record has less evidence to support it than The Bible, right? And this is just an example. Like, I could rant about how unreliable religion is all day when it comes to being believable, but like the the fact that people like, and I understand, um science can be difficult to understand, but I think a lot of people don't even try. They don't even Google it. They don't Google what the scientific proof is to support evolution. And they go, "Oh, it's just a theory, it's just a theory." And it's like, fucking whatever, man. That's not the way scientists think about it. The word theory in science is used about a lot of things we got shit tons of evidence to support. And I'm not going to hear it until all these people can find something that is more dependable than the scientific evidence that we have to support evolution. And I'm only bringing up this as an example of people don't want the factual truth. And don't get me wrong, I think a lot of the science around that was delivered to us about COVID was not provable. Um, I think that people look at that and they go, "Well, we can't trust science because it's all a lie." I'm like, well, you got to use your brain. You got to use your brain and look at the evidence that they're presenting. And I don't know why it's easier for me to understand when something is a fact and something is not a fact. But I think a fossil record's a lot easier to support than everything they said about COVID. Or General Mills in the 90s that said their food is good for you. The cereal was good for you when it was never good for you. It was full of sugar and it's motherfucking processed grains and it was never good for you. And they never had scientific fact to back this up. They had jack shit to support it. So it's just hard to. It's very difficult feeling like you're surrounded by insane people with no fucking IQ. Like I sometimes have a hard time putting basic things together. I'm not gonna lie. Right. But fuck, man, that's why I can't stop to take a hit because I lose my train of thought. See, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I have common sense, and I'm not trying to believe what's comfortable. People want to believe what's comfortable. They don't want to believe in scientific fact. They don't want to believe in what's provable. They want to believe in a fucking fairy tale. When I was a Christian, I lived this life. Okay, I'll admit it. I did not want anything to disprove the God stuff. I didn't. But eventually, thanks to weed and just listening to people that disagreed with me, not believing everything they say, but finally giving them a chance to talk and just hearing what they have to say. A lot of people don't investigate the whole story. They don't investigate what other people tell them. And don't get me wrong, if you tell me Michelle Obama's a man, right? If you tell me that the Democrats found a body double for Biden, I'm going to tell you to fuck off. And I'm not going to spend 5 seconds Googling it. No. But if you tell me that there's scientific evidence to support evolution, you know, I'll look into that and I'll use my brain. God, it's just we live in a clown world full of conspiracy theories and nutcases, and I just feel totally surrounded by these idiots. It's a mess. But I enjoyed listening to Elon Musk and Twitter talk and Trump talk on Twitter for 2 hours. It was very interesting. I'm not a Trump fan, but I think I might be forced to vote for Trump because these Democrats don't have anybody. Kamal is a joke. Biden is beyond a joke. They're blue dogs. They ain't gonna do shit. They haven't done shit for close to 4 years, and now they're talking about turning over a leaf and getting back to work. They never got to work in the first place. I'm done. They don't do anything. But the border's a problem. The economy is a terrible problem. I recommend giving this 2-hour chat a listen. It's very interesting, even if you don't agree with what they say. I don't want to use the words Trump is the answer because I don't think any of these stupid politicians are the answer, but he's the only person that's interested in going after the problems. He's the only person with a plan. These Democrats just have no plan. So I can't vote for them. Who do they have? Like, honestly, like I completely understand why they dumped Biden. Because everyone can see Biden's lost. Everyone can see that Biden can't form a sentence, that he's sunsetting, he's at the end of his life. I think that it took them too long to find out. That debate came and everyone was like, oh my God, what happened to Biden? And I'm like, nothing happened to Biden. He's been like this for years. What? Where have you been? So since they were sleeping this whole time and doing what Democrats do, which is they don't pay attention to anything that matters. They're just positive about everything. It's all fine. Go hippie side. No. The country's on fire. Do you spend money? So, God. I wasn't a fan of Trump, just not letting anyone. It seemed like he wasn't letting anybody in for a while, or like he was like nobody is coming from Middle Eastern countries. Period. No Muslims allowed, which I thought was a little unconstitutional. But look, I'm an Arab. I understand Islam, and just like Christianity, there's plenty of bullshit in the Bible. And in Islam, there's plenty of bullshit in the Quran. Both of these holy books, both of them, not just one, and many other holy books, they have laws to fucking kill people that are different than you. And when they poll people in these developing countries that about should people be executed for this, should people be punished for this, pretend crimes, should witches be punished? Okay, witches are calling upon imaginary beings. Nothing's gonna happen. You can play with a Ouija board all day. Nothing's gonna happen. It's all in your head. Period. I don't believe the spirit world is real. I think people are very susceptible to their imagination. And they just need, it's and if you really feel like demons are tormenting you, you need to see a fucking doctor. If you want to continue to believe that it's a spiritual problem, fine. Fucking whatever. I'll let you do that as your right as an American. But please see a doctor too. I got in a big fight with my family a few years ago. And we haven't been the same since because my mom was telling me about a time in her life where she was having a demonic attack, and I'm just like, no, this is mental health, and if we ignore the mental health completely, then we could end up in a really dark place eventually. And my sister thought I was picking on my mom, and it became a big blow up. And this is the way a lot of people are. They can't handle people criticizing their religious beliefs, even if they're harmful. And I want people to get help. If you are tormented by demons, you should see a doctor, because the church is not going to fix that unless they trick your mind into believing that what they did was was working. That we can replicate ghostly experiences with scientific machines. You know, we can take a person's mind and demonstrate. We can temporarily turn a person's mind into a person that sees ghosts with machines. We can replicate this stuff. We know how this happens. We have scientific evidence to explain it. People deserve the answers. But religious people want to fuck it all up. And I think religious people should be the most passionate people for the truth. Because that's why I was a Christian. Well, 50-50. You know, I was a Christian because I wanted to find the truth. And to tell you what, eventually I had to tell myself I wasn't really looking for the truth. I was looking for what was making me comfortable. Then I had to reshape my mind, seek out evidence to support science, and decide for myself. And in my opinion, a lot of scientific fact is not up for debate. Like it's like, is gravity real? Yes or no? Well, you know, that's how we prove gravity's fucking real. And we have plenty of other science to support other scientific theories that and it works just as good. It's just religion wants to misguide you. Religion wants to fuck up your progress in life and get in the way and slow you down. Like, you can't. Religion's not a problem if you don't take it seriously. But it's the moment you stop taking it seriously, you kind of stop believing in it, which is why I completely dumped it. Because, like, I don't know, how much of the Bible am I going to start cutting out before I tell myself it's not real? And I finally started reading the Old Testament for what it was. I was reading it before. I read it multiple times. And it before, when I read something horrible and evil in the Bible, I would just say, well, you know, I would make excuses. I can't even come up with an excuse for it now. You know, I just trusted God. But now that I'm away, then I read the Bible again as a non-believer, and I realized, man, this is medieval. They're demanding I kill people. You know, there are calls to violence in the Bible. There are calls to violence in the Bible. In Leviticus, it says, if you find two dudes getting it on, if you bump into two individuals engaging in gay sex, the Bible commands you to execute these fucking people, and that's not good. Obviously, murder's not good. But you tell this to Christians, and they get mad, and then they treat me like a villain, and I'm like, I'm not supporting murder, and I'm a villain? I'm saying murder is bad, and I'm a villain? But this is the fucked up thing about religion, is it causes good people to do bad things. When I see somebody who's involved with a religion that tells you to kill a bunch of people and you'll be rewarded in the afterlife, that's not good. That's obviously not good. But religion causes good people to do bad things. I don't hold it against the individual. I mean, you should be punished if you commit a crime in the name of religion, but I want to believe there was a person, that person was not always that way. It's brainwashing, and I don't think it's healthy. And I'm so happy I found a way away from religion. I'm so happy that I took time to smoke and think about it. And actually think about it. I didn't think about it when I was growing up. I just accepted it because I wanted to be a good person. But religion's not that simple. Now, I still quote the Bible, and I still think the Bible's a fascinating book. I love a good story. The Bible's full of engaging stories. So is the Quran, so is any holy book. But the moment that it tells you to commit a crime, you need to be like, yo, nuh-uh. Maybe this whole book is bad. Maybe we should be careful. But the moment you say that, you're an enemy to these people. And that's why when you have things like the Muslim ban, that's a problem. But that's just what happens. Fucking violent. They're always fighting. What happened to this notepad I got here? I think that's all I got for this week, yo. Oh, Population 1. I've been playing a little bit of Population 1. So, Population 1 is it's like Call of Duty Warzone, but really low rent. Like, this is a really low quality game that you put on, you put on your VR headset and you just go to town with people. There's a lot of bots in the game. I've been playing the Battle Royale mode. And it's been fun. Like, I think the most fun I had was with a knife. I was just like, yeah, just swinging it around and taking out tons of people. But a lot of these people were bots. And I didn't like that. It's just not fun. To deal with these damn bots. So, I don't know. I want to keep playing it, but I'm kind of getting bored just running into brainless bots that don't fight. Worried about this drama going on next door. I can't have a moment's peace. I will get involved if I have to. But anyway, it's fun, if you got a bunch of friends involved. Play some Population 1. It's totally free on the Quest. Well, I'm playing it on the Quest. It's kind of cool to take a knee in real life and hide behind a wall, and actually get positioned. And they just need more players. That's my issue, is they need more players in the game because there's just a lot of bots. I don't want to play the bots. I don't. But tell you what, man, running around with that knife, ganking dudes, that was hilarious. And we were all laughing our asses off, me and a bunch of randoms. But it's 1 versus 100, I think, maybe. I don't know how many players, but with bots involved. So, goddamn flies. I recommend it. What else did I play? I forgot. I played a little bit of... I can't remember. Anyway, I think that's all we got for today, folks. Thanks for watching, all 4 of you. Gonna publish to the channel. Sorry, this is kind of a weak podcast. I just didn't have much to talk about this week, but I don't know what. All I got is work and stupid news stories that I see on my phone. It's yeah, I'm trying. And hey, if you like the show and you would like to get involved with us, hit me up. I could always use a guest because man, I'm not good at talking to myself. I'm not good at just talking into a camera. It just feels like I'm literally talking to myself. It's weird. Uh, I don't want to say that you have to be a certain kind of crazy to enjoy talking to yourself or to be good at it, but that's the way it feels. I like talking to others. I like to know how they feel, and it helps to give me some kind of fuel for the chat. So anyway, Thanks for watching, everyone. Sorry for such a lame week, but it was fun to come outside. I'll get on my Xbox and look into the games that I was playing because I've completely forgotten. I guess I'll leave a footnote for always having fun on Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone on Xbox. I'm always coming in. I I got 4. 4 is good. I suck at this game, but I camp my ass off and I got 4. Um, but I don't know. I don't play a lot of video games. Just a little bit of Call of Duty and a little bit of VR if I can find the energy. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate the views.